Today I'll give you some information that you won't be able to find anywhere else on the internet. The reason I can guarantee that, you won't be able to find it, is that just for fun this morning, I asked Google AI, Microsoft Copilot, and ChatGPT the same question. If you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that this channel is mainly about land navigation. So the question I asked was about one of these. This is a Silver Mark V compass. Oh, I do have to say that I chose a question where I already knew the answer. I asked all the AIs exactly the same thing. I'll put the question onto your screen so you can have a look. On the Silver Mark V induction compass, there are curved lines between the 60 degrees and 120 degree marks on the bezel. And there's another line between the 240 and the 300 degree marks. What are they used for? What would be interesting is now, before you watch the rest of this video, pause it here, and then go online and try and find the answer to that question. Or, alternatively, just keep watching and I'll give you the answer. Now, considering that between these three AIs, between them, they've probably read every web page on the entire internet and every newspaper, every book, every technical paper, that's ever been written. It's interesting to note that none of them could explain to me how to use this compass. Now, not knowing something isn't a problem. There are lots of things that we don't know. But the problem with some AIs is that when there isn't a record of something, I'm trying to put this politely, they simply invent an answer and then will go into lots of technical details to back up that answer. Microsoft Copilot confidently replied that the curved lines were quick reference aiming guides used for rough bearings in common orienteering directions. Google AI explained, what did they say? One of the curves is for the east declination and the other is for the west declination. Now, obviously, both of those answers they're completely wrong. But that's more than just a harmless mistake. Because when I questioned Google AI, about its answer, it really did start gaslighting me by giving lots and lots of convincing arguments to try and justify itself. A beginner to navigation who doesn't know any better could easily accept that AI answer as fact. So in many ways, a confident wrong answer is worse than admitting that you simply don't know. I think this is how it works. Language models are designed to produce the most likely answer from the information they've learned. When reliable information doesn't exist, they can sometimes generate an explanation that sounds perfectly reasonable, but it isn't actually true. And that's a serious limitation in subjects like navigation, aviation, medicine, engineering, etc. All these things where accuracy actually matters. Interestingly, ChatGPT gave a different response. It simply said, "I'm sorry, I don't know." In this case, that is exactly the right answer. I don't know. If there isn't any reliable documented source, admitting uncertainty is far better than just inventing a plausible explanation. I suppose I'd better tell you what these mysterious curved lines actually are for, after I've had my tea. The answer is actually really simple. The Silver Mark V is what is known as an induction damped compass. Because the magnetic needle sits inside a metal cup, you can't see the map through the compass housing. Oh, if you're not used to using a map and compass, not being able to see the map through the compass dial, that can cause your reading to be slightly inaccurate. Silver's solution was, well, I think it was rather clever. As well as the curved lines, there are also, other lines on the dial which are set at an angle above the 50 degrees, the 150, the 230 and the 330 mark. And they do the same job as the curved lines. And this is what they're for. Drum roll, please. When you look at the compass directly from above, those curved lines appear straight because of perspective and parallax view. Then they can be aligned, because they're straight, with the eastings, the vertical lines, the vertical grid lines on your map. And this allows you to get a very accurate grid bearing. It's the same with the angled lines that are on the dial. When you look down straight from above, they also appear straight. So they do exactly the same job. All of these lines do the same job as orienting lines, which are found in modern compass capsules. This thing with the Silver Mark V, it was a good solution to a problem that disappeared when transparent liquid-filled compasses became the standard. So you now know something that all the AI systems got wrong, and that the internet, a Google search, couldn't tell you. But hang on a minute. I've just put this on the internet, on YouTube. So does that mean that I've taught the internet something? I'm not sure how that works. Can you teach the entire internet something? Who knows? But as they say, every day is a school day. So thanks for watching.